Let's cut right to the chase. If you think being a nice guy is your golden ticket to success, power, or wealth, you've been sold a lie. Society has convinced us that if you're just nice enough, you'll get ahead. You'll get the girl and earn respect. But here's the brutal reality. Being nice by itself won't get you anywhere. The world isn't run by the nicest people. It's run by those who know how to command respect, set boundaries, and pursue what they want with relentless drive. And if you don't believe me, take a look at Joe Rogan. The guy's the perfect example of someone who understands the difference between being nice and being respected, powerful, and successful. Stick with me, because we're going to break down the alpha truths behind why niceness won't cut it, and how you can channel your inner power to get what you truly deserve. And hey, if you're not part of the Chad Guys Brotherhood yet, hit that subscribe button. We don't sugarcoat the truth here. All right, so let's start with the core idea. Being nice makes you forgettable, but being real makes you memorable. Joe Rogan didn't get to where he is today by pandering to what people wanted to hear. He built his entire brand around authenticity, saying what he thinks, and being unapologetically himself. Think about it. His podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, is one of the most listened to shows in the world. Why? Because he doesn't play the nice guy game. He doesn't avoid controversial topics or try to make everyone like him. Instead, he's real, raw, and sometimes even polarizing. People don't remember nice guys because nice guys blend in. They don't take a stand, they don't make waves, and they certainly don't disrupt the status quo. Rogan, on the other hand, is the opposite. He's memorable because he stands his ground, he's not afraid to have uncomfortable conversations, and he's willing to call out BS when he sees it. The lesson here? Stop trying to be universally liked. Focus on being respected. People may not always agree with you, but they'll remember you. And in the game of life, that's what matters. Now let's dive deeper. Nice guys struggle to set boundaries. They say yes when they want to say no. They tolerate disrespect and let people walk all over them because they're afraid of conflict. Joe Rogan, he doesn't have that problem. The man knows how to set boundaries, and he's not afraid to enforce them. For example, on his podcast, he's made it clear that he won't tolerate guests who are disrespectful or try to dominate the conversation in a negative way. He's called people out, shut down guests, and set the tone for what he will and won't accept. Boundaries are a form of self-respect. If you don't have them, people will see you as weak. And in this world, weakness gets exploited. Rogan's ability to set boundaries doesn't make him a jerk. It makes him a man who values himself. And guess what? That's attractive. It's powerful. It makes people respect him. If you want to get ahead, you have to be willing to set firm boundaries and stick to them. Being nice won't do that for you. Let's move on to another alpha truth. Nice guys often lack the confidence to be assertive. They're so worried about stepping on toes that they hold back, even when they know they should speak up. Joe Rogan is assertive, but he's not arrogant. He's confident in what he believes and unafraid to express his opinions. Whether he's talking to a neuroscientist, an MMA fighter, or a controversial political figure, he's never hesitant to challenge ideas, ask tough questions, or say what's on his mind. Being assertive doesn't mean being aggressive. It means standing up for what you believe in and having the courage to speak your truth, even if it's uncomfortable. Rogan's confidence comes from years of honing his skills, whether it's martial arts, stand-up comedy, or podcasting. He's put in the work to back up his words, and that's why he doesn't have to fake it. Most nice guys are scared of being disliked, but here's the truth. If everyone likes you, you're doing something wrong. You're probably not being true to yourself. Another key point, nice guys often put other people's needs above their own. While that sounds noble, it's a recipe for getting taken advantage of. Rogan is known for his generosity and support for friends, but he never sacrifices his own goals or well-being to please others. He's built an empire by prioritizing what matters most to him: his podcast, his fitness, his family, and his personal growth. He knows that to be the best version of himself, he can't always cater to what everyone else wants. Think about it. How many times have you seen nice guys bend over backward for people who wouldn't do the same for them? They end up exhausted, unfulfilled, and often resentful. Rogan's success comes from understanding that you have to take care of yourself first. It's like they say on airplanes, put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. If you're constantly depleting your energy to make others happy, you won't have anything left for yourself. Self-prioritization isn't selfish, it's smart. Now here's another alpha truth Joe Rogan embodies. Nice guys avoid conflict, but alpha males don't shy away from it. Conflict isn't necessarily a bad thing. It can be an opportunity for growth, for truth to come out, and for deeper understanding. Rogan is a master of navigating conflict, whether it's a heated debate on his podcast or dealing with critics who try to cancel him. He doesn't run from confrontation. He faces it head-on, calmly and confidently. Take a lesson from this. You don't have to seek out conflict, but you should never be afraid of it. If someone disrespects you, speak up. If something needs to be addressed, don't avoid it because you want to be nice. Being able to handle conflict with composure is one of the most alpha things you can do. People respect those who aren't afraid to defend themselves and stand their ground. Another thing nice guys often get wrong: they don't take enough risks. They stay in their comfort zones, doing what's safe and familiar. Rogan, on the other hand, has built his career on taking risks. Think about it. He left a secure gig as a TV host to pursue stand-up comedy and later to build one of the biggest podcasts in the world. He's invested in businesses, explored controversial topics, and constantly pushed himself to try new things. That's why he's successful. The lesson here is simple. Playing it safe won't get you anywhere extraordinary. If you want to achieve greatness, you have to be willing to take calculated risks, even if it means you might fail. Rogan's willingness to bet on himself, even when the odds weren't in his favor, is what made him a powerhouse. Most nice guys are too scared of failure to take any meaningful risks. But if you never take a shot, you'll never hit the target. Finally, let's talk about authenticity, because this is where nice guys often miss the mark. They try to be what they think people want them to be. They hide their true selves to fit in or avoid conflict. But Joe Rogan's entire brand is built on authenticity. He's the same person whether he's interviewing a scientist, talking about hunting, or training in jiu-jitsu. He doesn't wear a mask to please anyone, and that's why people trust him. Authenticity is magnetic. When you're true to yourself, the right people will be drawn to you, and the wrong ones will fall away. You won't have to pretend or put on a facade. You'll attract opportunities and relationships that align with who you really are. Rogan's success proves that when you're unapologetically yourself, people respect you more. Being a nice guy who tries to please everyone only leads to a watered-down version of who you could be. So what's the takeaway here? If you want to be successful, powerful, and respected, stop trying to be the nice guy who bends over backward for everyone. Be the man who sets boundaries, speaks his truth, and takes calculated risks. Be authentic, even if it means some people won't like you. Remember, Joe Rogan didn't become a global icon by being everyone's favorite nice guy. He did it by being real, relentless, and unapologetically himself. If you're ready to stop being nice and start being respected, hit that subscribe button and join the Chad Guys Brotherhood. Drop a comment below and tell me which alpha truth you're going to start living by today. And don't just tap that like button. Obliterate it if you're serious about leveling up. Because in the end, being nice won't get you anywhere worth going. But being strong, confident, and true to yourself, that's how you win the game of life.